Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Instagram live. So this live is all about your questions and we'll try to answer your beauty questions that you asked us. It's going to be a holistic approach to the questions that I'll be answering today. And I'll be picking up certain questions that you've asked us in last few days. I'll try to answer as many questions I can. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop your questions in the comments and I'll try picking up those questions as well. So I'll be starting with a few questions that you've already asked us. And I think the first very common question that a lot of people have questions on is about dry skin and specifically the kind of weather that we are now entering into. Dry skin is something that's common to everybody. So, how do we deal with dry skin? The very first thing that you should be knowing is that dry skin it's not a phenomena of your external skin condition. Dryness is actually happening from the inside, and outside of course is adding on to that dryness factor. So the reasons could be, external reasons could be dry weather, too much exposure to the sun, or maybe you have a lot of dead skin layer on your skin, or somewhere you're not taking care of your skin really well. So all of these factors externally have a role to play when it is about dry skin. And internally it's also about the kind of foods that you may be consuming, the kind of lifestyle that you're living. Maybe you're deprived of sleep, or you lack enough hydration that is required to keep your skin really moist. So I would rather like to answer this question from the understanding of how Ayurveda puts across the definition of dry skin. So from the Ayurveda perspective, it's about like increases like and opposite brings about balance. So when you understand this principle, you actually understand how to take care of your dry skin from the inside out. So what does like increases like means? So when it is about dry skin, it indicates that there's a lot of dryness that your body already has. So which means if you are exposed to any internal or external environment which causes even more dryness, your skin will become more prone to dryness, and in that case your skincare products even may not be working on your skin. So I'll give you an example, starting with the foods. If your foods are very dry in nature, or you're consuming a lot of crispy kind of food, something like popcorn, something like refined food, something like cornflakes, something like dry baked foods, so they have that dry factor to them, which when you consume add on extra dryness to your body. So they lack that hydration, that moistness that your body needs to be able to deal with that dryness. So the very first thing from the food perspective that you need to do is cutting down on foods which may be giving you that kind of an extra dryness, and bringing in foods that are moist and hydrating in nature. So consuming a lot of good kind of fruits and vegetables, consuming some a good quality of oils like sesame oil, like ghee, like flax seeds, chia seeds. So these are certain foods that you can bring in to deal with the dryness from the inside. Apart from that, taking control of your lifestyle, moving too much. So it's the analogy is something like when you're moving too much, you have a lot of exposure to that moving energy, that vata energy, and that vata energy is drying. So which means bringing about a sense of deep rest and relaxation in your daily routine, taking some time to be still, practicing certain yogic practices which bring about that juiciness out of you, which make you sweat, that nourish and make sure that that nourishment is reaching the deeper tissues or deeper layers of your cells, will ensure internally that you're somewhere working on taking control of your dryness from the inside. Now on the outside, of course, you also need to take a lot of care, because our skin is exposed to a lot of pollutants, sun exposure, changing weather. So there's a lot going on the outside, which is also causing that dryness to the skin. So on the outside, again from the Ayurveda perspective, we again go back to the same concept. Like increases like and opposite brings balance. So like increases like, which means if you already have a dry skin and you're applying certain skincare products, or if you're exposing yourself to an environment which is even more drying, for example, being under the AC environment for a very long time, not getting out into the nature, not sweating out, will add on to your dryness factor in the body, because like increases like, and these are all drying factors which are externally impacting your skin. On the the other principle of Ayurveda, which says opposite brings about balance, which means bringing in the opposite qualities externally as well will help you hydrate your skin from the outside. For example, if you have a lot of dryness on the skin, what counters dryness? Oils, deep hydrating, moisturizing kind of products. So such kind of products can be something like what we have, Shatadhauta Grita, which is very deeply hydrating and moisturizing for the skin, which again goes back to the principle of opposite brings in balance. Then if you can try going high on applying oils to your skin, again going back to the same principle, opposite brings balance. Oils with their density, with their deeply nourishing properties, will cater to that dryness that your skin is experiencing. So when it is about dryness, all I would want to say is that it's an inside out approach. Applying only skincare products, frankly, is half the work done for your dry skin. But when you kind of consciously make an effort to figure out what are the drying things in your lifestyle that you're including, what kind of foods are you consuming, are they very dry on your skin, and then combining your efforts on the outside by including skincare products which are deeply hydrating, nourishing, will ensure that you're deeply holistically working on your skin from dry skin from the inside out. Now, if I have to give you certain clues on hydrating foods and hydrating oils that can really help you from the inside, make sure that you consume a lot of juicy fruits and vegetables, because that's where you get your hydration. Certain herbs can also really make a difference. For example, aloe vera is really hydrating, both when you consume it or when you apply it on the skin. So you can try applying aloe vera on your skin, or you can have aloe vera juice to make sure that you're hydrating your skin from the inside out. In terms of oils, so when it is about hydration and working and nourishing your skin from the inside out, it is not only liquids or fluids, it's a combination of liquids and lipids coming in together. So lipids are the good fats. In the category of good fats that you should be really considering for your dry skin, of course, on the top from the Ayurveda perspective lies ghee. So maybe you can, specifically during the weather that we are going into, and if your health condition permits, if you don't have any kind of cholesterol issues or LDL issues, in that case you can think of having maybe half a teaspoon of ghee mixed in warm water first thing in the morning to lubricate your skin from the inside out. On the outside, externally, of course, as I said, you can go high on applying maybe oil-based skincare products and not lotion-based skincare products. So oil-based skincare products could be something like maybe raw oils like coconut oil or sesame oil on your skin, or maybe herb-infused body oil like we have Madhyati Kaya Telam, which is again is created to take control of dryness, specifically for the vata conditions, the really drying conditions that start to happen to our skin. And for your skin, of course, you can try it out, Shatadhauta Grita, which is a ghee-based moisturizer, which is, of course, very cooling and very deeply hydrating and nourishing for your skin. So this is about dry skin. Precisely, that's all you need to do to make sure that you take control of your dry skin. Now, another question that we got was quick tips on immediately glowing up your skin. So again, when it is about glowing up your skin, I would say working on your skin on the outside is a very it's a very superficial or a temporary approach to bringing about that glow. And that's what we see, like when we apply any moisturizer or a product on the skin, the effect lasts for a certain time and the effect goes off. So we really need to start deeply from the inside and slowly traverse outside and bring in certain techniques or certain products or certain foods to make sure that slowly, gradually, we build up that environment inside the body that the glow happens to us naturally. So if I start from the very deep aspect of what is it that makes our skin and our body glow, it's basically a state of stillness. So if I go back to the deep understandings of yoga and Ayurveda, it's very clearly understood in Ayurveda that a calm nervous system, a calm mind, a state of stillness regulates the entire body functionality, make sure that there is no excess usage of energy happening inside the body. And then when you have that extra energy preserved in the body, your body has enough capacity to pass on that energy to your skin or to your hair or to your body to bring about that glow and energy from the inside out. So that's basically how the prana is flowing inside the body. So if you really want to achieve that deep glow, the deep-rooted approach starts with maybe some moments of meditation or practicing pranayama every day in your routine. Maybe 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, or if you have some time, maybe through the day, you can just spare some 5 to 7 minutes, and that's all you need. Believe me, because it's something like a nervous reset. 5 to 7 or 10 minutes of pranayama practice or a meditation practice in between your routine, and specifically morning and evening, will make sure that your prana is balanced, the energy flow in the body is balanced. Even if you get tied up with your daily work, you'll still ensure that you are bringing about those breaks that bring your nervous system back to balance, which is where a state of body functionality starts to change. How your physiology works starts to change, which has a huge role to play when it is about body glow. So just to give you a small example, if by any chance any one of you is associated with yoga, you must have seen these traditional yoga gurus had a different kind of a glow on their face and their body. They just used to shine if you look at their older pictures, and possibly a lot to do with how they reach those deeper states of meditation for a long time. So skincare would have been the last priority for them, but of course they worked on the root system, which brings about glow from the inside out, which is your nervous system. So bring in certain practices that help cool down your nervous system or bring your nervous system to a deep state of relaxation. Calm down by these meditation practices. Yoga Nidra is an amazing practice to bring about that state of deep relaxation. You can practice Yoga Nidra before bedtime, because that is also the time when you really need to bring your body into a deep state of relaxation to make your body be prepared for the detoxification practices at night. Apart from that, 4-7-8 breathing practice is one of those breathing practices that immediately calms down the nervous system. So it is inhaling to a count of 4, holding to a count of 7, and exhaling to a count of 8. There are a lot of other breathing practices that you can bring in. You can practice Anuloma Viloma breathing practice. You can practice Nari Shodhana, which is about doing Anulom Vilom with certain moments of holding in between your inhalations and exhalations. Then it is about you can bring about practices like Kapalbhati or maybe Ujjayi breathing, which are all related to bringing about that nervous system to a state of balance. Now starting from deep within and coming a little outwards to bring about that glow from the inside out, the next layer that I would want to focus on is focus on your foods. Any kind of dehydrating foods, any kind of foods which are devoid of bringing in that moisture into your skin or that warmth into your skin will cause a lot of dehydration, which will create a lot of dullness on your skin. So bringing in foods which are really hydrating, foods like from the fruits and vegetable category, juicy fruits and vegetables, cucumbers, then you can bring in aloe vera, as I earlier mentioned. You can bring in watermelon and various other juicy fruits and vegetables that you can find across are really great to bring about that that glow from the inside out. Now glow alone cannot happen just by including hydrating foods. It has to be a combination of good oils as well that brings about that smooth layer, that smoothness to your skin. So for that, going high on good oils, as I mentioned, is an absolute must, and that brings about that glow from the inside out. So such oils could be, again, ghee, cooking in sesame oil, going high on flax seeds, chia seeds. These are all good oils that will help bring about that glow from the inside out. And if you really want to, again, do even more extra effort for bringing about that glow on the skin, I cannot emphasize enough how exercising can help you do that. So maybe, anywhere from half an hour to about 1 hour of exercising. I would preferably talk about yoga, because that's where I come from. So yoga is amazing to bring about that glow from the inside out. So now, focusing on certain specific parameters that help bring about that glow from the yoga perspective would be maybe focusing on circulation enhancing practices, maybe few rounds of sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, which will help take your circulation go up. With that circulation going up, the blood starts to reach each and every part of the body, every tissue of the body, and you start to release sweat and toxins along with that sweat. That brings about that glow from the inside out by opening the pores and releasing the body to excrete what is not required for the body. So sun salutation is a great practice to bring about that glow from the inside out. Then practicing abdominal twist. So abdominal twist is something like wringing your body in a way that you are trying to squeeze out toxins from your abdominal area, so that because your digestion, your abdominal cavity, your chakra which lies at the abdomen is responsible for bring about that radiance from the inside out, if you go by the traditional Ayurveda, yoga and Ayurveda texts. So the more you stimulate your midsection, your abdominal area, the more radiance starts to show up on your face and your body, which also means making sure that your digestion is working well. You are taking steps and measures and consciously cooking your foods and eating your foods in a way which are really supportive for that radiance to show from the inside out. So coming back to yoga, other few practices that really help to bring about that glow from the inside out are yoga inversions. So inversions is where your head goes below your heart, or maybe something like a headstand or a shoulder stand or a handstand, or maybe just bending down to make sure that the blood flow, that pressure of the blood flow starts to reach to your head, where it starts to go and nourish your skin and face from the inside out. So blood is really important. The flow of blood is really important for that, and that's where yoga inversions have a huge role to play when it is about radiance from the inside out. So these are certain internal practices that you can practice to bring about that glow and radiance from the inside. If we talk about the outside, of course, taking care of your skin is very important to bring about that radiance. And a few things from the outside that you can, of course, do is practicing certain lymphatic cleanse practices. So lymph is the garbage channel of your body. It's the gutter system of your body, and if it is full, you will experience a lot of bloating, a lot of breakout on the skin, a lot of maybe a pigmented kind of a skin, because it's all that toxin which starts to show up on the skin if your lymph is not clear. So maybe practicing certain practices to clear off your lymph, and some of these practices can be something like a dry skin brushing, which helps activate your lymph and starts to help flow of the lymph from your body, so that it doesn't impact on your skin. So you can also practice certain Ayurveda practices, which Ayurveda has definitely spoken about a lot, which is about Abhyanga practice, self-massage practice, where you can use certain herb-based or herb-infused oils. Maybe you can try applying our Madhyati Kaya Telam, which is specifically created to cater to Vata skin as well as dry skin, and apply that oil all over your body, starting from your feet and moving upwards towards your heart in an opposite direction. So that also helps clear out your lymph and bring about that glow from the inside out. For the face, if you want to bring about that glow, I would highly recommend trying 3 of our Svarasya products in that sequence or in that regime, starting with Sukurabu, which is a face exfoliator, very gentle face exfoliator that will remove that layer of dullness from the skin. So you can just apply that and rub it on your skin in an upward direction, which will help remove that layer of dead skin cells from the skin and bring about that immediate radiance, the very first level of radiance that you would want to need. Then the second step in the same sequence would be applying another face mask that we have, which is Chandrika, which is made up of certain ingredients which help improve the blood circulation just under your skin. So if the blood circulation goes up on the skin, it brings about that immediate glow and radiance on the skin. If you have dry skin, you can try using Chandrika by adding maybe a few maybe a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of milk to it. Add some honey to it, and maybe some oil that suits your skin. It could be olive oil, it could be coconut oil or sesame oil. A few drops of that into that face mask. Make a paste out of it and apply it on the skin. Keep it applied for about 10 minutes and very powerful in bringing about that immediate radiance and glow from the inside out. So once you rinse off that after 10 minutes, as a last action, apply some Shatadhota Grita or the ghee cream that we have upon on your skin. If you want to really see the effects of this regime, I would recommend to make this this practice a part of your regime for try it out for about 7 to 10 days regularly just before bedtime, because that's the time your skin is just ready to kind of purge out, to cleanse itself as a part of normal body functionality. So aligning your cleansing practices of the skin or stimulating or massaging practices of your skin at bedtime go a long way in bringing about that radiance on the skin from the inside out. So these are certain inside out practices, and one of the last practices that I would really want to focus on when it is about bringing that glow from the inside out is focusing on your breath. So in traditional Chinese medicine, it is very deeply understood and known that the aspect of that glow and radiance and that shine on the skin is directly correlated to how you breathe, the depth of your breath, the rhythm of your breath, the slowness of your breath. So the more you practice breathing practices in the form of pranayama, or even when you're doing certain exercises or asana practices, and aligning your breath along with your asana practice goes a long way in supporting that physiology which supports that glow on your face naturally and automatically. And I cannot emphasize enough how powerful it is, even more powerful than any kind of skincare product that you may be or wanting to use on your skin. So breathing practices are very, very powerful to bring about that natural glow and radiance on the skin, but consistency is important, and being very regular, practicing it for a certain time, that's what you need, because you're working on bringing about those changes from the inside out, which need time and effort. So this is about broadly about holistic approach to bringing about that glow from the inside out. Now, another common question that we received was about how do I protect my skin from the sun? Very common question. A lot of us have a lot of misunderstandings, and there's a lot of myth moving around. How to protect your skin from the sun. We are very high on sunscreens, of course, which is definitely required. But I would say it's just half the story. So coming from a space of yoga and Ayurveda, I cannot vouch enough how powerful sun is. Sun is radiance, sun is life, and the similar kind of sun energy we have in our body as well, in the form of our Agni or digestion power, which lies in the center of our abdomen. So the more you work on your abdominal area and cavity, as I said, you'll start to bring about that radiance from the inside out. It's like the sun energy emitting out of your skin, which happens when you work on your abdominal area. Now, that emphasizes how important sun is, which is like an analogy related to sun from the perspective of how how internal sun brings about radiance from the inside out. Now, if we talk about the sun energy, it is vibrance, it is light, it is radiance, and the similar kind of energy the entire each and cell of our body definitely needs. So when it is about sun, the very first thing that I would really want to focus on, that I think we are not talking enough about or focusing enough about, is sun is absolutely important. Don't avoid sun. There are times when you really need to protect your skin from the sun, and that's the time frame. That's the only time frame where you really need to focus on protecting yourself from the sun. Few hours a day are definitely potent enough for you to be under the sun to absorb the goodness of the sun. So according to the Ayurveda understanding and terminology, when it is about sun, the early morning rays, and this is also now testified by scientifically as well, in researches as well, the early morning rays of the sun have a light spectrum which is very potent for you to be able to absorb vitamin D from the nature. So don't avoid sun. I know a lot of people who, even when they step out of their house, maybe at 7 in the morning, or even at 6 in the evening, or 7ish in the evening, when those mild sun rays are there, they would not get out without applying a sunscreen. I would recommend, please don't do that, because if you get that vitamin D deficiency because of that lack of exposure to the sun, you will end up harming your skin and hair even more than what you may be doing by not exposing yourself to the sun. So vitamin D deficiency is very severely has been related in scientifically as well to chronic skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, and scalp conditions like hair fall and balding, specifically female type, balding. It has a huge impact on a lot of other functionalities in the body. So vitamin D deficiency is way more serious than not exposed than protecting yourself from the sun, specifically during the morning and evening hours. So the morning hours, when I talk about it, it's something like time frame from somewhere around. So this time frame may vary according to winters and summers, but tentatively sun which is available to you before 8 a.m. Being exposed to those sun rays on your skin as much as possible. So the vitamin D is absorbed only when your skin is exposed to those sun rays. So making sure that you expose your skin directly to those sun rays during that timing, and even in the evening hours, maybe in winters anytime after say 5 p.m. or in summers it could be a little later, but tentatively those sun rays are really important for you. Don't avoid those. Now coming on to protecting ourselves from the sun during the peak hours. Yes, of course, peak hours sun can be really detrimental for your skin. It can damage your skin. Your extra exposure to the sun gradually starts to bring about a lot of free radical damage to the skin. So what is free radical damage? It is basically damage that is directly happening at the cellular level. Once that damage happens to the cellular level, it is very difficult to revive back that damage. So it's like a very deep-rooted damage, and that's where you start to get all those sunspots, pigmentation, which may happen because of that exposure to the sun. So avoid being under the peak hours of the sun during the peak times of the, during those peak hours under the sun. And so the peak hours, if I say, would be in summers, it starts early, but tentatively somewhere around 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. is the time when you should be avoiding sun completely if possible. If not possible, then of course you should be banking on applying sunscreen really diligently on your skin. SPF 21 for Indian skins is absolutely fine. We generally look for SPF which is higher, somewhere around SPF 50, which is absolutely also okay, but it's important for you to understand what is the difference between 21 and 50. From the efficacy perspective, from the perspective of blocking the UV rays to be absorbed by your skin, frankly, between SPF 21 or 30 or even 50, there is not much difference. So if SPF 21 is giving you 95% sun protection, SPF 50 will give you 98% sun protection. So it's just a matter of 2-3% extra that you get from the higher SPF factor if you have in your sunscreens. However, if it is higher the SPF, there is a probability more the chemicals being used in those sunscreens. So there are certain natural ingredients which have the sun protection properties, like certain kinds of oils. Sesame oil to a certain extent protects you from the sun. There are various other natural ingredients that protect you from the sun, but their SPF factor is low. Versus there are certain lab-based sun protection chemicals which may have a higher SPF, will give you higher SPF, but if you look at the percentage, it is hardly 2 or 3%. But at the cost of the 2 or 3%, there's a possibility you may be exposing yourself to the sun or to the chemicals in the sunscreen more than if you're using say SPF 21 versus SPF 50. So personally, I prefer SPF 21 because I know the concentration of chemicals will be way lesser in SPF 21 as compared to SPF 50. And I get almost the same protection from the sun as compared to SPF 50. So again, up to you. But of course, if you are going to be high under the sun for about say during those peak hours of the day, anywhere from 10 a.m. in the morning till between about say 4 p.m. in the evening, going high on SPF of course is a good idea. Again, your personal call. We are just trying to understand how it goes, and from that space you can decide where which kind of an SPF would you want to go ahead with. Now this is from the external sun care sun protection perspective. Now if I look at the holistic approach to skincare, it is very well known in holistic circles that complete protection from the sun just by applying a sunscreen is not enough. You have to be mindful enough to make sure that you protect your skin from the sun through your clothing as well as through coverage in the form of maybe carrying an umbrella or maybe wearing clothes which are cotton based clothes, maybe covered clothes that protect your skin from that extra exposure to the sun. So when it is about protection from the sun, make sure that you work on your on sun protection from the inside out holistically. So sunscreen is one aspect of taking care of yourself from the sun. Another aspect could be avoiding wearing synthetic clothes or wearing a lot of cotton based clothes, specifically when you're under the sun. On the outside, there have been certain researchers which have proven that having a glass of tomato juice before stepping out in the sun can protect your skin to about 60% from the sun. Again, there's a lot of debate around this. Frankly, I don't know how true or false it is, but there are certain researchers which claim that having a glass of tomato juice is really powerful. It's like it acts like an internal sunscreen to protect your skin from breaking the cellular structure or the damage from the sun if you consume that one glass before stepping out. So maybe if you would want, you can try out having that and see if that works for you when you are exposed to a lot of sun. So I think this is about sun protection. Again, the inside out approach is what you need to focus on when it is about sun protection. Next question that we often get, or people that we received, has been, do I consume collagen in for plumping up skin or for anti-aging? Now, collagen, again, a very, very interesting topic. It's like an endless topic. There's so much to learn and understand about collagen, which I don't think this session would be enough. But few things that you should be really mindful of when you're thinking about collagen. First things first, when it is about collagen, the very first thing is collagen is a natural, what do you call it? It's a natural chemical. Not a chemical. It's something which is a natural aspect of your body. Your body naturally produces collagen. Okay, so which means collagen is very inherent to our body. If you're not consuming collagen, does not mean that your body is not producing collagen. Your body is still producing collagen. So which means you have potential to be able to support your internal collagen. That should be your first priority when it is about collagen. So how do you preserve collagen? So you have to be mindful what are the factors which break down collagen. Consuming a lot of bad fats, dehydration, not consuming enough water, not consuming enough good fats and oils, not consuming foods which can really support collagen from the inside out, which means not consuming a lot of foods which are high on vitamin C, because vitamin C supports collagen production. So this is where you should start your skincare from the collagen perspective, preserving what you have, making sure that you bring your skincare to a level from the inside where you are supporting your body to be able to produce its own collagen. So from the food perspective, going high on vitamin C based foods, like consuming lemons, consuming citrus a lot. Citrus is rich in vitamin C. Is the first step to ensuring that you're preserving collagen, your natural collagen. Now that's the first step. Exercise has a huge role to play in preserving collagen, because collagen is not just about skin health. Collagen is about your bone health. Collagen is about your ligaments. It is about the internal structure which supports your joint health. So when you think of collagen, think of it broadly. Skin, yes, but joint health, your bone health is equally impacted by how much collagen your body is naturally producing. So which means you should really be supporting exercise, supporting your body with certain exercising practices that support the production of natural collagen. So specifically from the exercising perspective, exercises where you hold a lot in a posture. Maybe from the yoga perspective, asanas which make you hold for a longer time in a posture is a good way to support your collagen production. Now, from the inside out, from the food perspective, from the exercise perspective, when you're sorted, the third thing that you need to be really mindful of when it is about collagen is whether or not your digestion is sorted. If you have compromised digestion, or if you have a lot of bloating, or if you have a lot of gastric conditions, or somewhere you feel that your digestion is not good, in that case, even if you consume collagen supplements, it will not support your body to a great extent. Why? Because collagen, or any kind of rather any kind of a supplement that you consume, has to pass through the process of digestion for your blood to be able to absorb whatever is being taken, and then finally supply it to different corners of the body. So if your digestion is not fine, and if you're taking collagen, it is something like just taking it and passing it out if your digestion is not able to process it. So the third step when it is about collagen is to make sure that you have good digestion to be able to absorb that collagen. Once you're sorted with these steps, and then you want to bring in a collagen supplements, then it is a great addition to your skincare and self-care practice from the inside out. When you go and buy collagen, one thing to be really mindful is that collagen is of different kinds. So you have bovine collagen, you have marine collagen, and somewhere people get confused which collagen to consume. So if you are looking forward to improve your skin health by consuming collagen, it is the marine collagen that you're supposed to consume, because marine collagen is specifically for your skin, hair and nail health. If you're looking for joint health, is where you need a bovine collagen. So just be mindful which kind of collagen do you need if you really want to have an impact on your skin health. And then on the outside, definitely applying products that help you support collagen from the outside completes the entire process of again working on collagen from the inside out. So maybe you can try our Tejasya vitamin C face serum, which is which is rich in vitamin C and hyaluronic acid, which helps support the collagen production from the outside. So this is what you should be knowing when it is about collagen and plumping your skin from the inside out using collagen. So yeah, I think these were a few questions that we received. Thank you so much for your questions. I don't think there are any other questions from you. So yeah, just feel free to ask your questions or connect with us on Svarasya India, or you can just connect with me personally on my personal Instagram on Deepti Sehgal Svarasya as well, and ask your queries. So this is a series of beauty Q&A Instagram lives that we are planning. So I'll see you next week, same time, to answer a few other questions about beauty. In the meantime, just feel free to drop us your queries and questions, and we'll try taking up those questions in the next session. And I hope you got some of your queries answered with this session. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next Saturday. Thank you so much. Okay, before joining, thank you. I think I just got a query. So okay, which brand of collagen is good? See, if you really have to check, because I'm based in Canada. I know a lot of brands in Canada, but if you're based in India, frankly, I'm not very updated about what's the market going on in India. But make sure that when you buy collagen, so there are two aspects to looking at collagen. The first one is you directly buy collagen, and if you're looking for skin health, buy a collagen which is marine based. So just look out for brands who are offering marine based collagen. If you don't want to, because collagen any which ways is it's not a plant-based product. Collagen will always will have certain elements of animal byproducts getting into the collagen. So if you're plant-based, like I am personally a plant-based person, so I don't consume any kind of animal-based products. I don't prefer consuming supplements also which are animal-based. So for me, if I have to consume collagen, I would not directly buy collagen. I would go ahead with certain brands which are precursors to collagen, which bring about certain ingredients together that that support collagen production from the inside. So if I can guide you on one of the brands which is really good, which acts as a precursor, which I personally use, is Sun Warrior. Look out for Sun Warrior collagen, which is a precursor again. So that supports your own body's collagen production with the ingredients that are going in. So yeah, that's one of the good brands that I can personally vouch for. But yeah, you'll have to check it in India if you're based, which are the good ones. But look for marine collagen. I think that if you can find a good brand with marine collagen, I think you're sorted when it is about your skin health. So okay, I hope I answered your question, Jyoti, and Thank you so much for asking and joining. I'll see you next week, same time. Thank you so much.